Good afternoon. Happy Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? I think it is. Welcome to Talk Yarny to Me. I am Zuri. You have found me, and we will be talking Yarny for just a bit. Excuse me while I tilt you down just a scotch. All right. We're gonna talk about my one finished object, which you can see here. Spoiler alert. We're also gonna talk about my almost finished object, which if you look at my little short video I put up a few days ago, you know what that is. We'll talk about my not even close to finished objects, which there are many, and then we'll talk about some future plans. All right. And also let me know how this sounds because I finally bought a microphone because I know I talk really quiet when I am recording. And now that I don't record like when everyone's asleep, I'm even quieter, I feel, because like a lot of times my mom is in the next room, which is right there watching TV. I usually do it before my husband comes home, but he would be like right here in the bedroom. Um but I'm always like really cognizant about not wanting to bother people when I record, so I talk really quiet. Um as you guys can tell, my demeanor is not very like rah 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 anyway. So let me know how this sounds because I know that my audio can be really low. I did test it, but then I didn't have like any real context or like comparison of like I don't know like is this any louder or is my I don't know what volume people listen at or whatever. Anyway, hopefully this is okay. Right now the microphone is like clipped to my phone, but if I need to bring it closer to me and at other times I will. Anywho, I am wearing my this is my Zuri Infinity scarf. Not named after me, but named after somebody, I suppose, named Zuri. This is for the What's in a Name Knit Along Challenge. I finished this last night and it's already been washed. It actually just came out of the dryer like not that long ago. So it's still just a tad bit warm. It's a little close around the neck than how I like my infinity scarves. A little bit because, but not too much. It just feels a little bit necky. My dog really wants to come in here. If you hear that scratching, I think the microphone will probably block it out. But if you're scratching at the door, that's my dog wanting to come in. But he likes to sit at my feet and like chew on his paws and lick and do other noisy things while he's sitting here. Um, so yeah, but this is made out of kobu, which we all know and love. It's one of the boos, one of the famous boos from Lion Brand and wherever else. But it is in the color lichen. It is, I believe, 51% cotton, 49% rayon from bamboo. So it is very like smooth and soft. Um, it's a little bit. I mean, cotton, is slightly. It's a little heavy. Or once you like, it can get a little heavy once you have a lot of it, but it's not too heavy right now for the neck, and it's not. I don't think it'll be too warm, like later on when if I want to wear it, because like where I live in the south, there is very little need there's for chunking that neck wear, but it's cute and I like it. I went through in my like mid to late 20s. I went in through like this infinity scarf snood um what's your name like phase, like hard. I had several of them. I used to like to I still have it too. Actually I still have probably all of them, but I like to like do like this and pull them up and like have them around my neck and look very, I don't know, old worldy. Which I think this one is. I'll take it off, but it's gonna mess up my hair, and my hair is actually looking really great today. um it is like a thicker, like I used up three full balls cakes of Lion Brand Kobu, and so it's nice and thick. It's probably a good close to like 12 inches thick, so I can pull it up over my head if I want to. It'll like make it tight around my neck. Let's just see. This is very unscientific. Where you're at, that's 10 inches, like slightly stretched. We know that the boos can be a little bit splitty. I didn't have too much trouble with it splitting. And the places that it did kind of, there was a few places where like it would split the stitch, and then but I just kind of like pulled those through to the back, like they would split the switch a little bit. You'd have like a little straggler hanging down. I don't know if I can find one. I pull those toward the back. This is a pretty simple um, half double crochet through the back, through the third loop pattern, and you pretty much just do that until you feel like you're done. That's what I did. It does give you, when you do it through the back loop, it does like bring the other two loops to the front, so you get these like ridges. It looks very knitted. So you look at the back and you're like, them ain't knits, which they're not. But it does give a good like knitted look to the fabric. So that's it. I know it doesn't match my sweater, but I wanted to wear it for you. Isn't this sweater cute though? It's I wish I had made it. I bought it at like Marshalls or somewhere. It's machine knit probably, but it looks like it's a pretty simple like intarsia, not simple, but it's like your standard like intarsia knit kind of idea. So so yeah, I would love to do something like this. Maybe I will my next venture to learn something new, because I haven't really done a lot of intarsia. All right, we'll take this off. Ooh, okay, my hair is still relatively intact. Awesome. I'm gonna take the dogs out for a walk when I'm done with this. So we'll get to. I'm gonna put it back on and take it for a real spin. This is it here. So let's see. Let me do a little more measuring for you. Came out to, I can't remember. I know I chained what, 200 and something chains. It comes out to about 27 inches length, and yeah, about 10 inches wide. So, and this is by I meant to look this up before I start. Let me see if I can look it up really quick. Here is on. Then Infinity scarf. I found it on Ravelry. It was, I believe, a $4 pattern. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, right there. By Grace Kanja. Let me make sure it's the right one. Actually, before I do that. Yes, by Grace Kanja. So, $4 USD. Very simple pattern. Like literally nothing, not much to it. But you know, if you want to support the designer, then go look that up. I'll link it. All right, so that's what's done. Let me show you what's almost done. Should come as no surprise. Here we are. This is my Freya Fair Isle sweater. I'm not going to put it on, one, because I already have a sweater on, two, because I did the video a few days ago with it before, with it right when I finished the body. So so you guys see what the basic, if you've seen that, you've seen what the basic, how it fits for the most part. I did finish one sleeve here, and I did try it on. I will say I could probably have gone a little bit longer on the cuff, but it's probably the same. It comes about the same. I think. So I did mention that I don't remember if I mentioned it in my little short video, but I actually realized once I went to put the sleeves on, that I did the body in the wrong. No, once I went to do the cuff down here, I realized that I did the body in the wrong needle size. So I was supposed to do the body in a 6. I thought I had a 6. And then I went and opened my needle case, and my 6s were sitting there. But I have several different needles. So I was like, maybe it's another set of 6s that I used. And so I went and looked, and it was the same set. So I was like, what did I do? Pull these out. They're 5.5. So the body's knit in 5.5. The ribbing is knit in 5. It's supposed to be knit in 6. I think, though, actually worked out great. It fits perfectly, you know, around me. And so it probably would have been just a smidge like loose on me. Probably not by much if I had used the actual 6s. So right now I feel like it fits like really perfectly on my body. That does explain though. So my I guess column gauge was fine. Like my across, but like my horizontal gauge was fine. Vertically though, it made a difference. And that's why I think I mentioned this like in the picture and everything. This feral motif makes it all the way, goes all the way down to the split. Whereas I had to add a couple of centimeters to get to the right length after this to split. So that explains why that is, because my needles were too short. Um, for my hem down here, I wanted to go with a stretchy bind off because I remember for the flax sweater, I had to undo and redo the bind off because it was so tight. So I went with, I believe it's called Laura's stretchy bind off. And it is stretchier than your normal like knitting bind off, the basic one that you learn, which is just to knit and then or purl. You can do it in pattern, but like you knit and purl and then you like bring one stitch over the other one. I don't even remember what you do for this one, but it is a little bit stretchier, but it's still a bit tight. When I put it on over my head, like I can feel it pressing against me as I like pull it over. So for this cuff here, I went with the Italian bind off, which I've never done before, but it's actually the one that the pattern suggests too. It was a little fiddly at first. If you look at it, you can tell like there's some definite like uneven spots. But once I got the hang of it, it went really well, and it's definitely much stretchier. So it's not as much enough of a difference for me to go back and redo this one at all. But it's just something I'm gonna remember for the next time. So anything else I need to say about this? No, I really like it though. I'm so excited. Okay, let me get this dog in. Sorry. Don't come over here. Don't lay down somewhere. Alright, yes. You see, you want to be right under me. That's why I want you in here. Wolf. Be right under me. Okay. You can go lay down somewhere. Alright. So that's, I guess, all I'm going to say about that. I will be done with the sleeve by the end of the week, though. I know that today is Tuesday, the 28th, and I'll be done by the end of the week. Okay. So we're going to put you to the side. I think this is going to be my main focus project during the day. Alright. Next, we'll move on to my purse project, which is a sock. I'm doing a lot of socks these days because I am making socks as Christmas presents. So this is, yeah, a long way to go on this. This is going on a size 14 foot, but we are, let's see, how many rounds into the, I did 7? I did 8. I did 8 because it's such a big sock. I did 80 rows for the foot, whereas I usually will do like 60 for like my size, for my husband's size, or like these guys here. I did 70. Java, you've got to go, sir. Go, bye-bye. Oh, good boy. But I did 80 for the foot. Make sure 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think so. And then 80 for the leg. Now I'm on the foot, and so I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, going on like 6, almost 70 rows in. I know. I wish I still had the. I'm probably gonna have to do probably close to 100. 80. I did the. I can't remember how many I did for this guy. This is like 10 and a half, 11 foot. I think I did like 80 or 90, probably 80 rows, I think. But I'm not sure. Maybe more. I can't remember now. Guess I'll have to go some more. I did look up like the average, like how many inches a size 14 shoe is. And I want to say they said like 11, but I'm definitely not even close to 11. I can't remember. I'll have to look it all up again. But I'm not really worried about it because I know I got a long way to go. Actually, so here's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have enough right now for 100 rows, but I will see how many I have to do. So this is my one set of socks. This is vanilla sock pattern from the Crazy Sock Lady. I believe her name is Kayla. Second set of socks. These are also for the same family for Christmas presents. I decided to be adventurous and try to do 2 at a time on the same needle. So I got me some, I believe, 40-inch circulars. These are Chigus. Oh, by the way, this is, so the ones I just showed you, they're patent koi socks in the color gray brown marl. And these are patent cord sock yarn in the color Amethyst Stripes. Specs are going to be the same for both 75 wool, 25% nylon. If you care about all this, I mean, I feel like these are so well known, but it's just 50 gram. It's sock yarn. It's 50 grams. It's considered a one weight. These we know are on the thicker side for a sock yarn, so they're a thicker one than some others, but still make a wonderful little sock. So these are Amethyst Stripe. I do enjoy doing two at a time. I mean, I have to tell myself because my brain sees the individual stock growing slowly. Like this is a cuter side. I guess they're about the same. And I'm like, oh, it's so slow. But then I have to remind myself that I only have to go through it once though because I'm doing two. I'm doing double the work now so that I don't do double the work later. I did not expect that this was how the colors would work out. Like it didn't, I'm not really good at seeing this and translating it into this. But I like the idea of it. So, and I feel like I matched them up so well. Like it's almost perfect. There's like maybe a 7-stitch difference, maybe, but every row or every stripe, has the black in between, and then the background color goes from like pink to this like reddish, deep red, maroony color to like your purple amethyst color. And then it's going to go back to pink, I think. Yeah, it's definitely going to go back to pink after this because the very cast on row is like the last row of amethyst. I think they're going to be really, really pretty when they're done. Which I wasn't 100% sure of. But I like the idea of them. I thought it was just going to be a whole bunch of little stripes. But now I realize I see what they're doing. I get it. Okay, so that's that. You can go over here. This is one of my bedside projects that I do kind of like the last hour or two before I go to bed. Not even an hour, but cause usually by the time I settle into this, my husband's on his way home. He is a believer that as soon as he walks in the door, it's time to shut the lights out. So I either have to go in the living room or I have to go to sleep. But I tend to stay up too late, and so I take his coming home as like my bedtime. Whereas before, when he got home a lot later, he either got home a lot later, depending on his schedule, or he went to bed very early. And so I was always like, he would go to bed at 8. So then I'm not going to bed at 8. So I would vacate the room and like go somewhere else. And then I'd stay up way too late. Or if he got home later, sometimes he would get home before he was on the schedule. He'd get home like after 1 o'clock. So I would go to bed later, but still before him, but later. Now I go to bed a bit earlier. My body's like now having trouble adjusting to it, but I think it'll be better in the long run. Okay, so anyway, this is my other bedside project. It is my Dragonfly Wrap by Bag O' Day. It's just beautiful. I'm thinking about whether I want to keep this for myself or gift it. It's just so beautiful. And I've made several wraps and shawls. I've not kept any for myself. Well, no, I have my Ophelia Talks reading shawl. I did keep for myself. Okay, no, actually, I've kept a few for myself. But that one's a little heavier. I made one. If you guys remember, I made one out of the same like Hobie, not Hobie, but like Hirschner's Milland yarn. Back last summer, so 2 summers ago. And then I used it a couple times, and then I accidentally piled a bunch of clothes that I was donating on top of it, and scooped them all up and threw them in a bag and donated it with the clothes. And it was devastating. I went to the Goodwill for a while, like looking for it, and I never found it. But yeah. So, but I think I'm gonna keep this one. I'll see, because I do have someone that I'm in mind that I might gift it to, and they'll really love it too. I feel like I might keep it. I might not be able to let it go. Maybe I'll make another one for them, or just make something different for them. But anyway, this is I don't remember. I don't know if this pattern has a name, but it's like Dragonfly. Yeah, Dragonfly Wrap, rectangle wrap. It's a Bag O' Day pattern. Pretty easy, but it's a lot to remember. because each row is different and it's about a 6 or 7 row repeat. But for the most part, it's easy to like drop down and read your work and like be like, okay, now I'm on this row. Now I'm on this row. That's what I've been doing. Haven't had to really go back and check the tutorial video in a bit, and so I think I'm pretty solid on this. I'm almost done with this, and I have another one that I'm gonna use, and so I'll go till this is in the middle. Then the next one I'm gonna start in the middle here and go out. So it's gonna go like from these deep reds to like these brighter fuchsias into these oranges or purples, and then oranges, and then to yellow, and then back out. And so I think it's gonna be really pretty. Um, just nice to wrap around my body. It won't get too hot. You know, obviously lots of holes and stuff, so it will be for cool nights, but not cold. Not anything cold. Going out, my husband, we go somewhere nice. We do like to try to do that at least a couple times a year. Go somewhere like really, really nice. So probably we'll do that. Who knows? So there's that. Okay. So what else I got? Is that everything that you've seen? Are we moving on to new stuff? Okay. So I have 3 new things to talk about. None of them are well. One of them is kind of started. But yeah. All right. So this guy here, the Infinity Scarf and Nightclothes I got is at the bottom of the pile now, was, as I mentioned, for the What's in a Name Make Along, which is hosted by Laura at Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming. I do need to send her a picture. And so the challenge for this month, which was October, was to find a pattern with your name and make it, or make one up. Next month is to find a pattern with one of your parents' names and make it. So my mom's name is Norma. We use her. And I found there's a whole lot. I didn't even go through all the options. But one thing that jumped out to me was called the Norma Hooded Cowl. And if I remember, I'll pop a picture here. It's by somebody. I don't remember. Let's look that up. I'm sitting here. My computer hasn't gone to sleep yet. So we'll just look it up real quick. Search, because I'm here anyway. There it is, by Marie Segares. And it is also a paid for pattern, but if you go to her blog, then it's for free. If you want the PDF, you pay. And it uses like 2 main colors plus this one pop of color. And it uses Lion Brand Heartland, which I don't have, but I will search through like kind of all my 4-weight yarns, and I came up with this one, which is Lucky Brand Cotton Wool Solid, from bought during the last days of Joanne's, R.I.P. JoJo, and I thought this would work really well. So I got these 3 colors. I actually have not decided which are going to be the 2 main colors and which is going to be like there's only like a couple of rows that you use like the accent color in. So it's alternating, it's rows. So I would do like, let's say these were the 2 main colors, right? It'd be several rows of this, like back again and again. I don't remember what stitches it is, and then right in the middle, this is there, or like these 2 and this in the middle. I'll put a picture up, and that way you guys can see what I'm talking about, and then you can help me decide which is going to be for what. I'm not going to start this until November because that's the spirit of the challenge, I guess. And so, but I've got these. And so the only other thing I worry about is that hopefully I'll have enough, because it's 1 skein of each, but there's more. Heartland has more yardage by about, I want to say, like, how much does this have? This is, by the way, a 50-50, I believe, cotton wool blend. 50% cotton, 50% superwash merino. I only have 1 each of these. Um, and it has 224 yards. I want to say that Lion Brand's Heartland has, let's see, oh, you don't want to give me like the stock AI answer that you usually do. I have to actually click on the thing. That's crazy. It has, maybe not in an easy place, 251 yards. So it's not a huge difference. And I can't imagine that, even though it says it takes one ball of each, I can't imagine it takes a full ball of each. And so I think I'm good. If not, I guess it'll just, I don't know. Not it. If we'll see. It'll just be a short cowl. But I can't imagine it would take. There's no way it takes a full ball of each of these. So I don't think I have to worry about that. But I only have one of each of these, and I have several of these. And I had like a different blue color, like a royal blue color. But I didn't think it would look good because I might gift this one to my mom, Norma, for Christmas. So I didn't want to do anything like too masculine. I mean, yeah, and just colors I think she would like. She's a neutral girl. She's a neutral girly. So yeah. So that's one upcoming thing. Second upcoming thing. I guess I kind of started this. This is a solid granny square. Started this on the car on the way home from church because my regular church project. Actually, I'll show you that. This is my church project. So this is what when my husband's driving. This is pretty much like, yeah, when my husband's driving to church, I work on this. It's just a washcloth, and then I work on it during church sometimes. Um, but I ran out of yarn like before we even got there. I want to say. So I didn't have anything to work on the way home. So I had this in the back of the car, and so I pulled it out, and I have like an emergency set of crochet hooks in my car, and so I pulled that out too. And I made this solid granny because I've been planning for some time. If you guys remember, I did use sage and I use sage for my niece's graduation blanket, and then I have this torch titanium gray that I use for my heart blanket. And I had planned on doing squares and sewing them, and not sewing them, putting them together and making a blanket for probably my older stepson. He's my only kid that doesn't have a blanket for me. Um, so I started this in the course. I made this square. This is how many rows of a solid granny? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. Comes out to right about. I'm doing this in the car, so I think I've buried my tape measure now. Where are you at? I buried it. I don't know where it is. Okay. Well, pretty sure it comes out to about 6 inches. About 6 inches. I did a little math, like on the back of an envelope, literally back of the envelope math, while my husband was driving. So I was like trying to figure out how many squares I would make. The original design that I was gonna do, that I did the math on, was to like have a green in the center and then gray around it, and then a row of green around it, like kind of radiating out. But then I kind of decided that that's not what I want to do. Probably gonna do kind of a bias thing. So starting at one corner, like it's still gonna be striped, but like let's say this is one corner, the first one, then three three grays, and then like what would it be, five um uh greens, etc. Like make it like a bias. I'm gonna actually graph it out. So if I do it before I put this up, I'll put a picture up of how I want to graph it out. And then probably like green all around it because I want to make it rectangular and not square. Because the kid is tall. He's probably like 5'10" now. So if I did it the way I wanted to, like I would have to, it'd be a big square. The square would have to be huge. And so I'm gonna probably do this rectangles. And so like not like I'll make it, put them out in a rectangular fashion. So I started this the other day. I haven't done any out more, but there's these. I have tons of this stuff too. I actually was at Michael's the other day buying yarn for my husband's cable sweater, which I'll do after I do mine. And I bought the same yarn, which is that also lion brand? Yeah, Woolies. This same as this. Mine is in the color linen, which is like a little bit of an off-white. His is going to be in the color oatmeal. I had to decide whether I wanted to make, because I'm going to use the same pattern. So I had to decide whether I wanted to like make it completely matchy-matchy and have them the same color, and I didn't want that. So his is in like oatmeal color, which is, so I was going to say, um, mine looks a lot like, mine is a little bit lighter than this. It's closer to white than this. And then his is, it's in the car. I only found like 5 at the Michaels though, and then I went to the Michaels by me. They didn't have any. So I just went and ordered them, and it actually worked out good because it's like 25% off of online orders, which is the same thing as buy one get one 50% off, which is what they had in store. So I ordered 9. I had 5. I ordered 9, so it's gonna give me 14. That's more than enough, I think, for him. And the 9 that I bought with tax and shipping, I think I didn't make it to free shipping, but I didn't want to buy anything else. It was like $46, and then like the 5 that I bought in the store came out to like 20 something dollars. So the whole thing is going to be like $60-$70 to make, which is not terrible. But I also bought a couple of these in green and the gray that were just like in the bin. You know, if you go to Michael's, like they just have just these just tossed into bins. Like, so I bought those, and still have a ton more. Cause like you see these I ordered, so they're still like in the bag. These I ordered way back when I was making the blanket. They're still in the bag, so I have like more than enough to do that. So that's, I'm gonna start making those squares. I'm gonna map it out. Actually, tonight I'm gonna print out like a graph and map it out. And then lastly, time to plan my Christmas blanket, my Christmas project for this year. It is gonna be a blanket. This is also Big Twist yarn. It's so pretty. This is the Christmas, one of their Christmas colors from last Christmas, called Jingle Bell Stripe. What I am going to do, so if you look, it's like your traditional Christmas colors, you know, your greens and your reds pretty much, but like different shades of it, kind of fading in and out. So you got like a deeper green, a lighter green. I don't know the different greens. Deeper red, a lighter red. And originally, and it's like kind of got this washed look. Originally, I thought that there was a white stripe in the middle of this, and so I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Because when I originally was planning, I was like, I knew I was gonna do a Christmas blanket this year. I've known since like earlier in the year, and I was thinking of doing squares if I could find like a decent. I didn't want to just do granny squares, so I wanted to do like a fun square. And I was looking, but then I was like, before I pulled this out and looked at it, I was thinking that it had like a white stripe. So I was like, if I do like border it with white, then it's gonna wash that out. But it actually doesn't have a white stripe. So I have a ton of like different white yarns. Like some of it's scrap yarn or like leftovers, and some of it is I haven't even used it yet. So I know I have a few big twists. I know I have a couple of Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn. I know I have a couple of Red Heart Super Savers, just in various stages of use and disuse. So what I'm gonna do is like one of those stained glass style squares, except it's gonna be, instead of using black, I'm gonna use white. I might use black. No, I'm gonna use white. That's gonna keep it lighter. I'm gonna use white. And I will yeah, one of those. I'll pick one, but it's gonna be that. So I'm gonna do a bunch of those, put them together. That's gonna be my Christmas project for this year. It's gonna be a blanket. Probably gonna put it on the couch inside, or maybe I'll put it behind my chair. And then when I go on meetings, people will see my blanket and for the Christmas Eve. I don't know, but that's what we're gonna do. So that is everything for now. When I start this, I'm not sure. When I really start this, I'm not sure. This I actually need to start soon, huh? So I'll start this probably sometime after the month changes. I have 2 more socks to get started at some point. Um, we'll see. What else? Yeah, I don't have timelines for anything, but that's what we're gonna be working on. That's what's going on. That is a lot. So probably you're not going to see everything every time I come and chat with you for a while, just because a lot of things probably just are not going to look that much different. But I'll keep you posted. I might do a few more like kind of shorts, just so that I'm not talking for 35 minutes like I am today and boring everybody. And then I'll kind of maybe keep, we'll see, we'll see. I'll just try to manage it all, but without being boring. Let me know how you are hearing me. Hopefully it's good, because I don't want to, like I said, I did test this, but I don't want to find out that like the whole audio was just bad. I'll redo it if it is, but whatever. Okay. I will talk to you guys later. And let me know. Let me know what I should do with these. Which maybe I'll do a little I don't know. Let me know. So which one should be the accent color? It's literally just a couple of rows of the accent. Picking this one. We'll see. Is there anything else I need your input on? I think that's gonna be it. So I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.